Hello everyone, welcome to V3 Design and welcome to a continuation of our class on web development. Today I am taking you on the topic comprehensive JavaScript tutorial. That is comprehensive JavaScript strings. Now strings are one of the most fundamental data types in programming, of which in our previous class, or rather in the previous class, we discussed a little about strings, right? They play a critical role in how we interact with text-based data. Text-based data. Now, whether you are building a web application or you are creating a game or you are developing any software that involves user interactions, understanding strings is very essential. So in this session, we'll cover what strings are and how they are used, how to properly define and manipulate strings, the concept of string concatenation and various methods to achieve it, common pitfalls to avoid when working with strings, and best practices, right? By the end of today's tutorial, guys, you will have a solid understanding of what strings are in JavaScript and be able to utilize them effectively in your project. Now, first of all, guys, what is a string? At its core, a string is a sequence of characters that can include letters, numbers, symbols, and spaces. In JavaScript, strings are used to represent text. Please get that, guys. They are used to represent text. Any text that you have or that you write in your JavaScript, you can do that making use of strings. For example, I've been making use of that particular thing, hello world. And let me just show you what that means. Coming to our code, guys. Coming to your code. Now coming to our code, guys. Now this thing you see here, this welcome once again is a string. For you to write a string must be inside of a quote. A quote. So let's say, for example, let me just come here and just write let me just come here just for example purposes. Now, for you to write a string, the first thing to do is to write it inside of a quote, either a single quote or a double quote. What's the single quote? This is a single quote. That is a single quote. Now, you putting anything inside of this quote makes it a string. Whether you put a number or you put a word or you put a phrase this is a boy. These are all strings. Now, be it in single quote or in double quote. This is double quote, guys. This is double quote, which is like this. This is a boy. Now, if you should actually display this on your browser, they both would work because they are both strings. So we have two types of string. Whether you are making use of this is the single string or the double string. But mind you, guys, whenever you are writing your code, always make use of a particular one and stick to it. Don't write or maybe on the first line of code you made use of this single string, but then the next line by making use of double string. It is not ideal. It is always best to make use of single string all through your code or double string all through your code, just to maintain a consistency. So this is an example of a string. You can have a phrase inside of a string, right? You can have a number inside of a string, like 40 or whatever number you want to have. You can have a boolean instead of a string and whatsoever you want inside of a string. So strings are generally enclosed in quotes, and you can use either the single quote or double quote, but you must be consistent within the same string. Alright. So now it's crucial to remember that when defining a string, you must always use quotes. If you forget the quote, JavaScript will not interpret it as a quote, as a string. Instead, it will interpret it as a text, as a variable name. Now, what do I mean? Now, most times you'll be hearing me saying, okay, good, now we have an example here, guys. This example of saying click me, alert, welcome once again, right, from our previous class. Now, having this that you can see here, having this which is saying welcome once again. Now, if I'm to remove this string, I'm to take it off. I'm to take off this quote here. This is what happens now. It is now giving me error because it is now writing this particular thing as a what? As a text. It is now a text, no more a string. And for it to display on my browser, it has to be a string in JavaScript. JavaScript does not if you want to write anything, any text on your website, you have to put it inside of a string. If you don't put it in a string, it will display as what? JavaScript will read it as a text and not a string, and it will not display, it will not work. See now, it's giving me error. But if I'm to put it inside of a string instead, let me copy this and put it inside a string. Let me copy it and put it inside a string and then put it back. Now it will display. If I'm to refresh my page, this thing now, good job. That's it for the first one. This is boy. This is everything is showing here. This is everything is showing here, guys. So as you can see, guys, although it's giving me error, I don't know why it's giving me error. Let me just confirm why I'm having an error. Okay, bracket open. Okay. Okay, guys, I see where the error is coming from. That's because I made use of double quotes instead of single quotes. Because when I'm trying to use the JavaScript function alert, you have to make use of just the single quotes, not double quotes. So if I'm changing this back now to double quotes, to single quotes rather, let's change back to single quotes. You see that it will definitely work. Good. Now, guys, see that it's working. It's no more giving me an error. Now it says good job, and then when you press click me, it's gonna bring out welcome once again. So guys, that is basically how you make use of single and double quotes in your string. Going forward, guys, we are going to talk about understanding what string length is. All right, you can find out how many characters are in a string using the length property. Now what do I mean, guys? Now if you have a particular string of which this is a boy, is a string, right? And you want to know how many characters are in this string. So now when I say character, I mean both this word CHIS as well as this space. This space you have there is also a character. Now you can find out how many characters are in a string by making use of the dot length property. Now this includes all characters, letters, numbers, spaces, and even punctuation, e.g. making full stop or comma. Now those are also characters. Now the space is a character, punctuation mark is a character, comma, full stop, exclamation mark, whatever punctuation you use, they are all character. Even if there's even a number there, it is also a character. So guys, let's say for example, let's actually classicalize this, right? Let's classicalize this. Now let's come to our JavaScript code, and then let us write okay, my cap is on. Let message equal to hello world, of which hello world is what? Is a string, right? Let's say hello world. Hello world. Hello world, right? Now let's say let message is equals to hello world, right? And then of which this hello world is a string. Please guys remember that hello world is a string. All right, then let's put semicolon after that. Then we have to now print out console.log message dot length. So guys, now this dot length I can see dot length. This dot length you can see, guys, is a length property or a string length property that helps you find out how many characters are in a string, of which this hello world that you can see right here is a string that has HELLO space WORLD, right? So this particular dot length property will help you find out how many characters are there in this hello world string. Now if I'm to output this now, if I'm to press enter, oh sorry, if I'm to press control save and then come to our browser and refresh it, right, we should see it displayed there. Or let me just come to my console and display that instead to make it easier for you guys to understand. Then let's come to our console, right? Let's go to our developer tool. Good. Let me just copy and paste this code here. Good. If I should press enter, it's supposed to give me the length of this string. Now what did it give us? 11. Now guys, you might be wondering why is it 11? Now count along with me, guys. H is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Starting from H is number 1, E is 2, L 3, L 4, O 5, the space 6, W 7, O 8, arrow 9, L 10, and D 11. So that is the length of this string hello world. Alright. So we also have what we call string manipulation. This means that you can access individual characters in a string by making use of the bracket notation. Now what does that mean? Strings are zero index, meaning that the first character is what we call index 0. Now remember that when we're counting the length of this string, we say that H is 1, like number 1, right? But if we are counting it per index, H is 0 and not 1. When we are indexing, we start from 0. That means the first letter always carries 0, not 1. So if I count this hello world now as index, H is index 0, E is index 1, L is index 2, L is index 3, O is index 4, this space is index 5, W is index 6, 0 is index 7, arrow is index 8, L is index 9, and D is index 10. So instead of us starting from counting from 1, we count from 0 when we are making use of index. Alright? So using string manipulation, you can access individual characters in a string using the bracket notation. Alright. Now let's particularize that, guys. Let me just come here and write that. Now let's say we want to apply that to a particular string. Let's say let word, for example, is equal to, let's say, JavaScript. Alright. JavaScript. Now JavaScript is our string, alright, is our string. Then we'll say console.log bracket open word. Remember, guys, that we gave this a variable of word. So it is this word we're going to call out. So word 0. Alright. Now let's put semicolon after that. And then let's also say console.log word then let's also say let's get the index 4. All right, let's get index 4. Okay, good. So guys, now what does this code mean? This code means that, okay, now we give a variable of word. Let word is equal to JavaScript. That means this word is equal to the string JavaScript. Now console.log means print out word, whereby we are trying to get the index 0 from this string. Now this string, we don't know the amount of length, or we don't know how long this string is, but we want to get the 0 index out of this string, of which, guys, from what I just explained, if we are counting as per index, we start from 0. That means this day you are seeing here is 0, the A is 1, that's index 1, V is index 2, A is index 3, S is index 4, C is index 5, arrow is index 6, R is index 7, P is index 8, and t index 9. So this string JavaScript has 9 indexes, right? Starting from 0 to 9. But if I say numbering, it has 10 digits or 10 characters. Do we understand? So we're saying that print out the 0 index and print out the fourth index. That's what this thing means. Console.log word 0 means print out the zeroth, that's the zeroth index. And console.log 4 means print out the fourth index. And if we should log this into our console, for this console.log, it will print out J, as this console.log will give us answer J because J is the zeroth index. And this console.log 4 will give us 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 S, because S is the fourth index. Now let's just actually console that into our console. Copy and paste. Now press enter. You see guys, like I just said, it's supposed to give us J, of which J is the zeroth index and S is the fourth index. So that's actually how you can manipulate string in JavaScript. That is how you can manipulate string in JavaScript. Alright. Now if you try to access an index that doesn't exist, let's say you change this to index in okay. So let's say you change this to index 30, of which we both know that this string only has 10 characters, of which the maximum amount of index it has is what? Is 10, right? But then you then wrote 40 here, of which 40 is a lot more than 10. It's going to give us undefined. Now let's apply that and see if I'm correct or not. Copy. Now let's paste it here. Do you see guys? It gave us J because it has 0. It is defined, right? This one is defined. But this other one, which is the 0 console.log word 40, is undefined because the string is not up to 40. That is why it gave us undefined. Alright. So guys, please do get that and make sure I hope no one is confused. I hope no one is actually confused, guys. So going forward, guys, let's continue from here. So apart from string manipulation, we also have string methods. Now in JavaScript, we have many built-in methods for manipulating strings. This thing you are seeing here, we can also do a whole lot, right? So we have different methods for manipulating a string. Now, some commonly used ones are the ones I'm going to discuss today. Number one is to uppercase. That is, let me just write it like this. Number one is to uppercase. To dot to uppercase. Yes. Number one is dot to uppercase. Now, guys, what does that actually mean? You see that thing to uppercase? What does that mean? What is that particular thing actually used for? Okay, guys, now let me tell you what it's used for. Now, this thing I'm seeing here, this they call a string method. This string method to uppercase convert all characters in your string to uppercase. What is uppercase? Uppercase means capital letter. That is capital letter. Now, it means that it will transfer this JavaScript, which is in small letters, to capital letters instead, which is JavaScript. So capital letters in JavaScript is called uppercase. Small letters in JavaScript is called lowercase. All right. So this to uppercase method would transfer or convert all your string to capital letters or to uppercase, as the case may be. Do you understand? Now let's analyze how we can really make use of that. Just look how to make use of that. Now let's see the example we already have. Now we already have, let's discuss the JavaScript, right? Console.log. Let's cancel this one away. Let's take this one off. Now console.log lowercase, because this particular string is already in lowercase, that is already in small letters. So we want to make everything to become capital letters. So we then say console.log bracket open lowercase, okay, sorry, I'm really having my cap lock is on. Lowercase dot to uppercase. Is that simple, guys? Then we also have a bracket to follow it like this. And then we have our semicolon to cover it. This is how we actually write this code. So what this code is doing is that it's saying that console.log, this word we have here, of which this string is in lowercase, convert it from lowercase to uppercase. Now let's input this in our console and see what it will give us. We are supposed to have this JavaScript now written in capital letters. Press enter. Okay, I think there's okay, good. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake, guys. I made a mistake. Let me change this to let me change this thing to lowercase instead. That's why I didn't work. Control copy. Okay, control copy, and then let's paste it here and press enter. Now this see, guys, this see what shows here. Let me just clear my console so you don't get confused. Let's clear my console so you don't get confused. And let's do that again. Control paste and press enter. Do you see, guys? So now our string is now written in capital letters, or it has been converted to uppercase. Now I want to make you guys get something, guys. Now mind you, when I copied and paste the first code, it gave me an error. And why did I have an error? Remember that before here I wrote word, right? I wrote WORD. Now we are supposed to write word here as well. All right. You get, guys? So if this concept of law means that this word, of which word is equal to JavaScript, convert it to uppercase. Do you understand? So it is whatever you have here that you should put inside your console, and then followed by dot to uppercase. Do you understand? This is what we call a variable, of which I'm going to go in depth into what a variable means in a future class. But for now, just know that whenever you see anything that I write and say let, or I say const, that's const, const followed by any particular thing. Let's say followed by boy, and then I say equal to, this boy I seen here is a variable. I say let boy is equal to, this boy I seen here is a variable. So any particular word you see after this let or const is what we call a variable. All right. So now this variable gets a value. So if you say let this variable, let's say we call the variable girl, or we call the variable shoe. Now, calling the variable, you can call the variable anything you want, depending on what you want. You can give it any name, you can give it anything you want, shoe, hanger, anything you want. It could be a word, or it could be a sentence, or whatsoever. Now, let's say I say let, now this variable is what? Let's say let you is equal to a value, of which the value now is this string you are seeing here. Of which the value now is this string you are seeing here. You can also give it a number. Let me say 4. They also correct. You get, guys? So this you are seeing here is a variable, and a variable is followed by equal to and followed by a value. So we have let, guys. Then after let, we have a variable, right? Then which is followed by, let me just write it like this. Let me just write it like this. So after a variable, we have equal to followed by the value we want the variable to have. Hope you understand, guys, what I just explained. Hope you understand what I just explained. So after a variable in JavaScript, once you have a variable of which you have that variable is the variable name, you have equal to followed by the value you want to give to that variable, and then have a semicolon after it. That is just how the rule goes in JavaScript. I'm going to go in depth into what a variable means in the future class, but just have an idea of what it means so you don't get confused whenever I make use of this in JavaScript. All right. So guys, let's take this off. Let me take this off and continue from where we stopped. So we are still on the string method to uppercase. So now we have a variable of which we name the variable word. We can change this variable to anything. We can call this variable boy, and then after giving the variable name boy, we are going to call the variable now in our console by the same boy, because this is the variable name. Do you understand? Just the way if you are in HTML or CSS, right? Let's say you come to your HTML code and then you give it a class name of red button, and you want to style this button making it of a class name. How do? You go to your CSS file, right? And then you call that class name by putting dot, then the class name. Do you understand? So whatever class name you use on your index of HTML file is the same class name you will use to call it in your CSS file. That's the same thing that happens in JavaScript. When you give a variable, give a variable name. That variable name is what you now call on your console.log to make it apply in your JavaScript. All right. So what I let me change this thing now. Let me to something to you. I want to also put here you dot to uppercase. Do you understand, guys? Hope we are not confused. So it is as simple as that. So it is now you dot to uppercase. And let me just copy and paste. I think that it will still give me the exact same thing. It will still give me the exact same thing. You see, guys, it has converted this JavaScript to an uppercase or to capital letters. So once we understand how to actually convert your string to capital letters or to uppercase, now the other one we also have is to lowercase, which is this. Let me just to lowercase. So it's the same thing as to uppercase, but this one will convert your string to small letters. So if before it was capital letters, it will turn the capital letters to small letters. All right. So if I'm to press enter on this now, if I'm to press enter on this, I'm to copy and put it to my console. I'm to copy and put it here. Let's see what happens. You see, guys, if it gave us small letters, that's because we set to lowercase. Now let me convert this. Let me change this to capital letters instead of small letters. Let me change this to capital letters. Let me do something else. Let's say happiness, right? But let me write that in capital letters. Now let's put this in our console and press enter. Do you see, guys? It has converted this capital letter or this uppercase string into a lowercase. So guys, that is just basically how you can convert your lowercase to uppercase, and you can convert your uppercase to lowercase by making use of this string method, which is lowercase and to uppercase. All right. We have more. We have trim as well. We have trim. Let me just do that. We have trim. And how do you make use of trim? The same thing. All right. Is the exact same way. Let me just write this out. I've talked about number one. Let me just write it in comments. So the first thing we discussed just now, guys, is dot to uppercase okay, sorry, to uppercase string method. Then number two, that's number one. Then number two, guys, number two that we just discussed. is to lowercase, right? Of which, let me just copy and paste this one here. Let me change this guy to something else. Let's say string, for example. Let me give it a variable of name of string. So let's just make this string as well. And then let's change this to uppercase instead. Okay, let's make this in small letters. Okay, that's number one. Number one, we've talked about to uppercase string method, and then number two, we've talked about to lowercase string method. So number three now that we're talking about is what we call the trim method. All right, so let me just copy and paste this one here. The trim method. Number three, trim string method. Dot trim. Good. So let's just do the same thing. I'm just copy this one here and put it here. Okay, guys, the first thing I want to discuss today as well is the trim method, the dot trim method. And let me change this to that. Let me change this trim dot trim, and let's change the variable name to trim. Okay, let's just put it. Okay, you might be confused. Let me just change this to something else. Let's call this string. Okay, I already give something string. Let's call this input. And then let's do this input as well. Okay. Okay. Let's call this something else. JavaScript. So it doesn't look all the same. Okay, guys. Now the number three method, string method we have is what we call the dot trim method. Now the dot trim method is a method that is used for removing white space from both ends of the string. That means, let's say for example, now I have a space here, right? And I have a space here, right? Now this dot trim is going to help remove white space from both ends of the string. Now what does that mean? Now if I'm to input this, now let me just put this in my console so you see what happens. Copy and then paste it here. Press enter. Now you may not see what actually happened here, guys, but it actually trimmed the excess space that we had here. If I'm to change this to something else, guys, this space will also come along with our code. That's the truth. But because I use this dot trim, the dot trim will remove any white space that exists from ends of your string. Alright, so that's what this actually does. This dot trim method does. So the first one that we'll be looking at today is what we call the slice method. And this one is quite interesting, guys. This slice method is very interesting. It's a very interesting type of method. Dot the slice method. Now what does this dot slice method actually do, guys? Let me copy and paste this. This slice method extracts a section of the string and returns it as a new string. It extracts, let me just call it slice method. Let's call it slice method. Dot trim, sorry, dot slice. Okay, now guys, now just watch what actually happens. I think I would love to, let me just put something here. Let's say 0 and let's say 4. All right, now guys, now see, this dot slice method is a very interesting type of string method, because with dot slice method you can extract a section of the string and return it as a new string. Now what do I mean? It means that it can cut off some letters or some words from your string. Do you understand? Now looking at this particular string, right? We have the string called JavaScript, of which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 characters in this string. Now, what it does is that it says dot slice 0, 4, means that start from zero, of which zero is what? J, right? A V A S. Start from index 4 and end, sorry, start from index 0 and end at index 4 and slice it off. Now let's see what happens. Let me just apply this so you see what actually happens, guys. This is what happened, guys. This code now has sliced off the script away from JavaScript. How did that happen? That's because now we have J is what? Index 0, right? A is index 1, B is index 2, and A is index 3, S is index 4, right? Now it says start from index 0, print out index 0, print out index 1, print out index 2, and print out index 4, right? Print out index 1, which is G, print out index 2, which is A, print out index 3, sorry, print out index 0, which is J, print out index 1, which is A, print out index V, sorry, index 2, which is V, print out index 3, which is A, and print out index, sorry, and stop at index 4, which is X. That is why it will print out, it will start from index 0, and then when it gets to index 4, it will stop. You understand, guys? Start from index 0, which is J, and when you go to index 4, which is S, it didn't print that one as well because it stopped at index 4. So guys, this method is used to actually extract a section of the string and return a whole new string. So if I'm let me write extracting, let me change this to, let's change this to 6. Sorry. Let me change this to say 6, and then write something else here. Let's say index JavaScript code. So that means we have index J index 0. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we said that start from 0. So it starts from 0. When it gets to 6, it will stop. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. From 6, it will cut it from 6. So that means it's going to print out for us JAVAS, right? Which is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to print out for us JAVAS. So any from CROIPT downwards, we're going to cut that one off. And let's input and see what actually displays. Do you see, guys? Do you see what I just said? Do you see? 0, J is 0, A is 1, V is 2, A is 3, S is 4, and C is 5. Do you see, guys? So this particular slice method would actually help you extract a section of the string and return a new string. All right. Now going forward, we have the fourth string method, and that one is called the replace method. Also a very interesting type of string method that is very useful. The replace method. So that also dot replace, just like the rest, dot replace, right? So let me just write a code to practicalize that. So let's say let method is equal to let's give it a string of hello world. Let's say we give it a string of hello world, right? And then console.log bracket method, that is the variable name we already gave to it, dot replace, right? Then your double bracket as well. Of which, what are we going to replace? We are replacing the string word word, and we are changing it to what? We are changing it to say there. Okay, or let me just say beautiful instead. Okay, okay, that's good. Okay, good. Now, guys, now you might be wondering what am I writing? Now, guys, this dot replace method is used. This dot replace method is used to replace a specific or specified value with another value in a string. Now, let's say for example, now I have a bunch, like a whole lot of code, right? That I want to replace a particular thing with another thing. Of which I want to replace this hello, this, well, I want to replace this world with something else, or I want to replace this hello with something else. I can do that by making use of the dot replace string method. Now I say that let this variable name, that let method is equal to this string hello world. Now I want to replace that. I want to say that when this console prints out, it will no more show hello world, it will now show hello beautiful. Do you understand? So I am basically replacing this word here, this word world. I'm replacing it with beautiful. So that's what this console.log means. It says that console that prints out, or rather replace this word that you can see from this string with this word beautiful. Do you understand? So I'm replacing this first thing you are seeing here. Replace word with beautiful. That's what this code is saying. So if I'm to console this into my developer tools, it will give me hello beautiful instead of hello world as what is supposed to be here. You get, because we have replaced this word with beautiful. Now let's actually console that and see what to give us. Come in here, control paste. Now press enter. Do you see, guys? It has replaced the word with what? Beautiful. Do you get, guys? Now let's say I want to let me say this same thing. Now let's change it now. Let's say now want to replace let's also make another example. Let's replace, let's change this to something else. Let's say M. Let's call it M to make it easier for us. Right? Let's get a variable M. And let's say we want to change this hello. Instead of to say hello what, you should now say hello, or let's say now say welcome world. So now let's change this one back to world. So now instead of it to say, now we have welcome world, right? Welcome world. So now let's replace this welcome with something else, right? Now let's put the welcome here. Welcome is like the old value. This first code is for the old value, and then the second code is for the new value, like what you want it to change to. So the first what we want to change now is what? The welcome, right? And what are we changing the welcome to? That's why we now put this one here. This we are changing the welcome, right? So what? To, let's say, happy. You get? Now let's console this. And then let's press enter. Do you see, guys? Okay. Do you see, guys? Now it worked. That's because we replace this welcome with happy. We replace this welcome with what? With happy. All right. So, guys, this particular method is very useful. As we go forward in this course, you are going to see me making use of it a whole lot. So, guys, please do take notes, and I hope no one is confused out there. If in case you are confused or you have more questions, please leave them down in the comment section. All right. Now going forward to the fourth this is the fourth method, right? This is the fourth method, right? Or no, okay, this is actually the fifth method instead of the fourth. This is the fifth method. Now going forward with the sixth method. Now the sixth method is what we call now the sixth method, guys, is what we actually call the split method or the dot split method. So let's change this to split. Split. Like the word implies, split is used for splitting something, for splitting a string, alright? For splitting a string. So this split method is a string method that splits a string into an array of substrings based on a specific separator. Now you may be confused. Let me just explain what I mean by all that. Now let's give a variable. So let's say sentence equal to um I love JavaScript, right? I love JavaScript, semicolon, and then console.log. Console.log. Okay, first of all, well, let me just say console.log answer, right? Then I'll come here, right? Guys, hope you are following me. I created a variable of which I called the variable sentence, and I gave it a value of I love. Sorry, I wrote leave. I love JavaScript, right? Now and then I said and then I would now give another variable. Let's answer. That is also another variable name. Let's answer is equal to this sentence that we already gave. Sentence dot split, and then put your brackets, quotation. Now guys, what am I trying to do here? Semicolon. Okay guys, now you might be wondering what is this? Let me explain this code. Now first of all, I created a variable, right? I gave the variable name sentence, and I said that let this sentence be equal to I love JavaScript, alright? And then I now created another variable and gave it the name answer and said let this answer be equal to this sentence you are seeing here. That's this sentence of which is I love JavaScript be split. That's dot split. So this particular thing is going to split this string I love JavaScript, alright? It will split this string I love JavaScript. That means it's going to separate them, separate each word from the other by using a comma. Now let's just input them so you see what I'm trying to say. Then I said console.log this particular answer. So let's just input that. Let's paste that and then press enter. Do you see guys? It has now split everything into different. Do you see guys? It has split it into the individual indexes. Remember that I said that this I are seen here, guys. This I is what index 0. Look at it here, guys. This is what you are seeing here, index 0. Then this space after the I is index 1. Do you see it, guys? Then this L is what? Index L, index 2. The O is index 3, and so on and so forth, and which now gave a length of 17. So this split method actually splitted this string into individual characters and brought it out as an array that you can see here. So it is a very important type of string method that we're going to be making use of in the future, guys. So guys, please take note. Hope no one is confused. Hope no one is confused in any particular way. So guys, these are the six basic string methods that you should know if you are making your JavaScript. That the most important. There are plenty though, but these are the 6 ones that we're going to be using frequently as we go on in this course. So guys, please take note of them. Then going forward, we are going to discuss what we call string concatenation. String concatenation. All right. Let me just write that. We're going to discuss what we call string concatenation. Now we understand what strings are, right, and how to manipulate them. But you might be wondering, what is string concatenation? It's spelled as the concatenation. Concatenation. Now, what does this mean? It means that this is the process of joining two or more strings together. So whenever you hear me say concatenate, it means that I am joining two things together. Now remember I said string, that is joining strings together. If you hear me say array concatenation, it means joining arrays together. If you hear me say number concatenation, it means joining numbers together. So this word concatenation in JavaScript refers to joining two or more things together. Be it a string, we call it string concatenation. If you are joining two or more numbers together, it is called number concatenation. If you are joining two or more arrays together, it is called arrays concatenation. If you are joining two or more objects or functions together, it is called object concatenation or functions concatenation. So in JavaScript, we typically use the addition operator for this purpose. Now, if you want to concatenate, you make it of what? Addition. This addition you can see here, guys. This addition operator. Plus, that's the plus sign. We all know of plus minus. To concatenate, we make it of what we call of the plus sign. Now, let me give you an example of what this means. So let me just write a comment and call it concatenation. Good. So guys, let's give an example. Now let's create a variable. Let's say let's greeting. Okay. Sorry, it's encapsulated. Let's greeting is equal to the string hello, for example. Capital letter H. Right? And then let's also create another variable. Let location is equal to the string, say let's say New York City. Let's say for example New York City. Right? And then let's create a last variable. So let's call the variable name say message. Let's message. I think I already had a variable called message before. I think. Let me check. Okay, good. That's why I'm seeing this red. You can't have two variables having the same name. You see, that's why we are guys. That's why we are having this error. Please note that you cannot have two variables to have the same name. All variables must be unique. They must have different variable names. If you're having two variables, it will definitely give you an error. That is why I'm having an error right now. So let's change it to let me call it messages instead. Let's put an S to make a difference. Okay. So let's say messages is equal to this greeting variable. Now I'm going to call it here. Okay. So we're going to call it. So now it will no more be a string, guys. It will no more be a string. We'll just call it here. Greeting is messages is equals to greeting. That's all calling that variable name plus comma, or which you have to put the comma in a string. And how do we do that? Place your quotation and then put the comma there. Comma, right? Plus location. Calling out the variable name location plus, let's say you give it an exclamation mark, and it should also be in a string. Then let's console it. How do we console it? Now say console.log brackets. We are now going to print out this message. And let me just repeat this like this. Good. You get what I'm trying to do? Concept of log messages, right? So guys, let me explain what this code is actually doing. Now I gave a variable. This first line of code is a I gave a variable and I gave the variable a value of this string hello, right? Then then I gave another variable location and I gave the location a value of New York City. Now I want to print that it will now say hello New York City. So I now gave another variable and said this greeting plus this location. Now remember that this greeting is a string, right? This variable is carrying a string value. This location is carrying another string value. That means this string value which is greeting plus comma plus location. Do you understand, guys? So we have this string greeting plus comma plus location. That means I am joining this greeting plus comma plus location plus exclamation mark. Now that's what concatenation does. It joins two or more things together. So we are joining two or more strings together. Okay, so we are joining greetings plus comma plus location plus exclamation mark of which greeting now. So if I to log this out into our console, it will give us what is greeting here, guys. Let me just explain how it operates. Now, what it's going to give us is now, it's not going to be now what is greeting? Greeting is what hello. So it's now give us hello plus what comma. So put the comma here plus location. What is our location? New York City. So it's now give us New York City plus what? Plus exclamation mark, which is this. So you now have exclamation mark as well. Now that is what is going to log out for us. That is what is going to log out for us. Now let's actually consider and see what happens, guys. Control copy. Let's press enter. Okay, guys, it seems like we have an error somewhere. We have an error somewhere. It says that location has already been defined. Okay, you see guys, now location, let's see. So let's debug why we are having an error. So guys, I think I've seen where the error is coming from. It seems like we have already declared a variable and named it location before. That is why it didn't work. So guys, I have changed it now to something else. I changed this variable to address, right? Address, and then I called it say address, and let's just copy and paste it into our console. Let's paste it here and then press enter. So you see guys, it has combined this greeting, which is hello, plus comma, which you are seeing here, this, then plus the address, of which the address is New York City, which you are seeing here, plus the exclamation mark, which you are seeing here. Now guys, if you notice something, now all of them, they are all like talk together. There's no space between this comma and this new. All right, so how do we create space? That means we will then add a space inside of this comma. Let's put a space there, and then let's do it again. Now it should have a space. Okay guys, now it has a space. So if you want to create a space when you are writing your code, always add a space inside of the string. All right, so guys, that is basically how to write or how to concatenate a string. So let's just give another example. Let's just do another example, guys. So let's say let's create another variable. Let's name of girl is equal to, let's give a value of say Alice, for example, Alice, and then and then and then We already have greeting to be hello, right? So let's just do the same thing. Let's welcome greeting equal to hello, right? And then and then let's sorry and then let's welcome message. I'm just giving the variable name of welcome message be equal to name of girl, which is Alice, name of girl, which is Alice, plus so I'm trying to say okay. I'm trying to say welcome or rather hello Alice. Okay, so let's say now let's I think I made a mistake here. Let me just do this the other way round. Okay guys, so now we have let welcome greeting be hello and then let name of girl be Alice. So we want to print out hello Alice. So how do we do that? So also have to do that. So I'm going to say let welcome message become equal to welcome greeting plus name of girl, right, which is Alice, plus exclamation mark, which will be in a string. Exclamation mark. Then let's console it. Console.log welcome message, right? And then semicolon. Now let's console this into our browser. Just put it here. Let me just clear this off. Control paste and press enter. You see guys, it's not saying welcome Alice, but it's not saying hello Alice. But if you notice that there's no space between the hello and the Alice, so let's create a space. And how to do that? Now let's come back to our code. And after this welcome greeting, which is hello, we will now say plus a string that has a space. You see, then plus name of girl plus. So we added a string, which is a space between. I added a string which is a space between the welcome greeting, which is hello, and name of girl, which is Alice. All right. So now let's do that again. Let's console it again. You see now, guys, that there is no more joint. It is now separated. So basically, this is how we actually make use of. We actually use concatenation in our code. So hope you understand, guys. In case you have any question concerning anything I've discussed in this course, do well to leave it in the comment section and I'll do well to reply, guys. So I'll see you in the next class.